When you need color, when you need light, when you need a rainbow shining bright, when it's overwhelming with all of your to-dos, go grab a sticker, it'll help you through. Get it from EllieBeth Designs, EllieBeth Designs, EllieBeth Designs, EllieBeth Designs, brighten up every day. EllieBeth Designs, EllieBeth Designs, EllieBeth Designs, EllieBeth Designs, brighten up every day.
Hi lovely people, welcome back to my channel. If you're a returning viewer, welcome. If you're new here, I'm Rachel and you are joining me for the third part of our planner trials 2020. Although it might actually be part something or other else because I did do some earlier in the year, who knows. I have already taken a look at plum paper planners. I have looked at the paper house planner, the sassy planner and the personal planner.com, which I will leave links to that playlist either up there or down in the description so you can check those out. Today we're going to have a look at the Hobonichi Weeks and Cousin and also the Print Pression Weeks as well. So let's make a start with the Cousin, shall we? This planner, given that it has weekly, daily and monthly views in, is incredibly thin, as you can see. I have used this a little bit at the start of the year, of last year. I actually thought it was going to be my everything, but you can see it has a post-it note on there that says no, hard to use stickers and I don't like the different printing colours. But the positive was there's loads of space. So when I was trying to choose a planner earlier this year, I did go through everything I had on hand, and yeah, it's an A5 size planner and it has the Tomoe River paper, which you either love or you hate. It is the Marmite of planner paper. Inside I had popped down some of my own stickers just to make that a bit more pretty, which I do have available. And then we have a yearly kind of overview vertically, which again those stickers are in as part of the kit there. Then we come into the monthly views. I'm just going to get a blank one because you can see I have actually stickerated a few of these. There we go. So on the monthly view you have got, it feels like a lot of space given it's A5, and that is because of the little grid. And I think because that grid is there, for me it made me write much smaller and neater, because I wanted to make the most of it and also stay within the spaces. So you have your monthly overviews all together at the front, which is something I didn't really like because I like mine to be interspersed with my weeks. Then you get all of your weeks, and again they're all together. So your weekly views, let's just get some blank ones because again I have stickerated, as you can see. Oh, there we go. Your weeks are all together up front. It's a vertical layout, and the columns, for those of us who wish to know such things, are just over 1¼ inches wide or 33 millimeters. I actually designed the A5 monthly and A5 core sheets. That's the monthly one, and there's the core when I was using this planner. So these have actually been designed specifically for this planner in terms of sizing, which is useful to know. And you have, like, you've got your timeline going down, but it's nice and subtle. It's not in your face, and you could kind of ignore it if you wanted to. You know, you've got your month up there with the current week circled. It's very functional feeling, this planner. It feels like, I kind of feel like if I used this I'd be super productive in my day because I'd be managing every hour of my day, because it is literally a 24-hour day. Your first thing there is 5 in the morning and your last one there is 4 in the morning. So yeah, it really does give you a full breakdown. Then we have a double spread of just plain grid, which I had actually turned into a mood tracker, and you can see how long I lasted in this planner. And then I'm going to flick to a blank month. The tabs, by the way, are from EC, just so you know, in case you're wondering. And each month has got a different colour of text. And I didn't really like that. It kind of irritated me. So you get a blank page at the start of the month, and then you go into your dailies. And look at all of that real estate. There's so much space there. And now I'm like, oh, maybe I want to use this planner. I don't want to use this planner. So you've got your day up the top. So you've got the 8th is the month, 1st obviously is the date, Thursday, and you've got the moon phase as well. There is Japanese in it because it's a Japanese planner. And you've got like a little checklist at the top, and then there's a subtle timeline down here, and then you've got all of this sort of space here. And a lot of people use these for journaling, which I think is, you know, yeah, absolutely go for it. I just want to test out, because it's kind of intriguing me, how these sort of daily strips fit, because I'm looking at that and I'm going, I bet that would fit perfectly. Yes, it would. How about that? So you could have a spread here where you put your sort of today or to do or whatever, and have a bit of a list going down here, whilst you put in some appointment labels on this section. And as if by magic I'm going to produce an appointment label. No, I'm not, because I'm not seeing them. Oh, where have you gone? Oh, I'll tell you what, let's just shove a half box in, it's the same width. So you could then put your appointments in that side, kind of like that. So there's a lot of flexibility with that. Now, Tomoe River paper, very, very delicate, because it's so thin. But you can take off my stickers because they are repositionable, and therefore if you are very, very careful and delicate with it, you can then take them off to move if you need to. Now, one of the big selling points or benefits, I suppose, of the Hobonichi is its paper, because it is pretty much resistant to every pen I've ever tried. You can see here I've got a few sort of pen tests up that I've done up there, including things like fountain pens and everything, and nothing has bled. Now, as part of this planner review, I have also got my nice heavy Tombows, so I'm going to try that too and see if that will bleed or shadow. Now, you can see the shadow. I mean, you're going to. It's thin paper, you're going to see what you've written on the other side, regardless of what pen you use. But then that kind of gives it a bit of a, you know, a used feel, doesn't it? And a, yeah, proof that you are using the thing. But it hasn't bled, which is the key thing. I also used to keep, along with my pencil board, a piece of blotting paper, because I loved to use fountain pens in this particular planner, and so I just found having blotting paper on hand was very helpful. Now, you can see there that at the back, at the end of the planner, you have got some extra pages, mostly in Japanese, well, all in Japanese. You've got some note pages, just a few. Then you've got 2 timetables, some graph paper, and then some different thing for favourites, so you can write down a list of your favourite things. And then that is blank, but there's 12 of them, so I'm guessing it's for something monthly. And I haven't got a clue what these are. They seem to be about different foods and things. Gifts, which is a nice touch. And then you can see here, if you look back at a particular year, you can kind of work out how old somebody was during that year, which is kind of funky if they were born then. And then some other address bits and personal notes, and then a little dude with very big ears. So that is the Hobonichi Cousin. The other really brilliant thing about it is the binding. These do stand up to being stuffed full of stickers and ephemera and journaling and things. Admittedly, yeah, they're going to wind up very fat, but the binding holds up and the pages don't come out, and you know, it is very, very well made. There's also a version where you can get the avec, which is split into 2 halves, so you have January to June and then July to December. So that is the Cousin, so the A5 from Hobonichi. Let's have a little look at the Weeks. So Weeks is incredibly slim, very, very slim line, and again, this planner became incredibly popular sort of last year and the year and towards the end of 2018. And I think it's the fact that, again, it gives you a lot of real estate in a very small planner. So we have our years at a glance there, which once again I do have those in my shop for the stickers, and a yearly overview, and then you come into your months. So again, all of your months are up front together, okay, so they're all together. So you've got your layout where every day has a box, so it doesn't share any boxes, which is lovely because I don't like days when they share boxes. These are 2 centimeters wide, and in terms of stickers, it is the mini months and the, oh, where's the mini month gone? There it is. And the mini weeks were actually designed for the Hobonichi Weeks in mind. So you've got your mini monthly there, you can see. And you would just trim, for example, these wider washi sections to use where you want them. Then I added in tabs to my weekly pages, as you'll see there. Just find some blank ones. These tabs are from my shop as well. And in the weeks you have a layout of your week on one page and then grid on the other side. And there's also very sort of subtle markings where you can divide it into thirds, and again you can divide that down. And with your mini weeks sheet you get stickers there to decorate the side, the bottom sections, and then create lists and add your appointments in. It is a lovely little planner. Tomoe River paper again, and you know, I just like I think it's quite a versatile layout in terms of how it's actually set up. This then has got tons and tons and tons of note pages at the back. There is a mega and a normal one. Is this the mega? I think it probably is. Yes, it is. Which just affects how many notes pages you get at the back. I also, as you can see, had washi taped some pages, so it is a little bit thicker because I started using it for Animal Crossing things, just because I thought I'm going to use this. So that was quite fun. And it fit into my Nintendo Switch Lite case perfectly. And 2 bookmarks, and then you come to the back, and again you have those kind of things of let's measure my body and see how big things are. And again I was testing pens. Then you've got my 100, which I think is quite fun. You can make a bucket list or something. Then we have some different ideas of like fonts and things, I think, to try out. And then all these kind of things, which, I mean, you can find out on the internet what all this means. It's quite interesting, I think. I like seeing what other places put in their planners. So there you go, that is the Weeks from Hobonichi. And as that size planner became really, really popular, this appeared from a company called Print Pression, who are in the United States. They've been around since 2017, according to the stamp on the back, and they make hardbound planners which are very similar in size. Now if you can see there, you can see it's just a little bit of blue showing at the side, but then if I do that, there's a little bit of pink showing at the top, so it's roughly the same size as the Weeks. It is, however, the binding is not quite as sturdy, I feel, as the Weeks. I have managed to break mine off a bit there, whereas this one I've bent back and done all sorts and it's not moving. It'll just be in the way that they're made. 2 bookmarks, and once again, as with the Hobonichi, you have got all the monthly spreads are up the front. It's undated, this planner, completely undated, and it is actually 19mm across in each box, so it's slightly, as we said before, it's a little bit narrower than the weeks. That said, you can make kits work for it, no problem. So you've got your monthly spreads, and then we go into weekly spreads like this, which are completely open-ended, 8 boxes to the page, and these are 1.5 inches wide. Oh, I'll grab my inch ruler rather than a centimetres one. And it also means that you could use full boxes and headers, date covers, create a list page. You could make it week on 4 pages if you wanted, so quite flexible. I have had a play with this planner before, and to be honest, I didn't like the colour of the paper. I am such a fusspot when it comes to the colour of the paper. It just felt a little bit off-white for me, and I didn't like it. But in terms of the quality of the paper, it's lovely. It is quite thick. It's I don't think I found anything to bleed through. And at the back as well, you also get some just grid notes pages, as you can see. The grid is quite dark, is the only thing. I would like it to be a bit more subtle, or to even just have a dot grid. Oh, and there's like 2 blank pages as well. Now, Print Pression have also done a B6 size planner. They've done weekly, and they've also come out with dailies as well. So, yeah, worth having a little look if you're wanting a portable planner for on the go. But essentially, in terms of stickers, you're going to use any standard stickers in this and create your own layout. So it'll be things like the days and dates page that will be particularly useful from my collections in order to set up those weeks in advance for yourself. So there you go. So that's it for this little episode of the planner trials. 3 smaller size planners, and oh, well, smaller size, that's an A5, but you know what I mean. So the Hobonichis and the Print Pression, which I had on hand. Definitely worth considering if portability is an issue for you, particularly with the Cousin, because you've just got so much real estate in that, and the fact that you can get it in 2 halves I think is fantastic. So until next time, lovely people, I'm going to say goodbye for now, and next time we shall be taking a little look at the Passion planner stack, which I have next to me at the moment. Bye bye for now. And then like a perpetual calendar, so you can look and see actually I have no clue what you do with that.